駆け抜け青春、スパーキング。聞いてください。
Sure. She leaned toward me the moment I stepped through her bedroom door.
昨日、マーサと1時間ほど通話をしました。
Okay. That's definitely how would I say? It's definitely a feat for Shiori. Oh, that's wonderful.
これでもう人見知りを克服したと言っても過言ではないでしょう。
Okay, that's definitely not true. I feel like Master's an exception instead of the rule. Yeah, you're making great progress.
おすすめの脱出ゲームを教えてもらいました。ユウ先輩も一緒にと誘ってもらっています。週明けにあるんですけど、どうですか？
I feel like it'd be weird if he didn't go with Shiori. Oh, I'll be there for sure.
わかりました。そう伝えておきましょう。
She happily tapped away at her phone. This is awesome. I'm glad you can be yourself around your new friends.
はい。青春部の皆さんとももっと積極的に交流してみようと思います。
That sounds great. And I know they would be all for it.
ですが、部の皆さんは踏み込みが深いので。
Yeah, more or less. Especially when it comes to Hibiki and Hijiri. Those two would poke their noses at into other people's business without a second thought too. Use what you got around you to your advantage. You can involve me too if you want.
そうですね。ユウ先輩が隣にいてくれれば安心です。
Anyhow, I don't think you need any more training.
はい、要領はつかめた気がします。
Your end goal is to hang out with your friends by yourself, right?
先は長そうです。
Especially since she only has one friend, and she doesn't even have a sprite. Unless you're counting the other characters in the youth collective as her friends, but I don't think she's gone that far with them like she did with Masa. I don't think Shiori's had a 1 hour phone call with any of the other characters in the youth collective. It'll be alright. Have confidence in yourself. Like Hirone says, have confidence. There was a chance she would eventually prefer hanging out with her friends over me. But it'd make me seem like a lame controlling boyfriend if I worried about that too much. Don't worry. I'm sure Shiori would feel the same way if you were hanging out with Shinji more than your girlfriend. The only sound was the rustle of our mechanical pencils. We were going to try finish up our homework together today, so we focused and buckled down on it, but...
Hey!
Adorable sabotage came from directly beside me. Hey, why the sneak attack?
ダメですか？
We're supposed to be doing homework.
せっかく二人きりなのに。
Ritsu had been home the day before last. Yeah. I thought she was meant to be going shopping though. And she did go shopping for snackies. So you did have some alone time together, but you didn't do anything. She had gone out on a date yesterday. And now we were all alone with no one around to interrupt us today. Yeah, no little sisters to spy on you if you're doing anything with your girlfriend. What? I wouldn't be I'm just saying. Alright, I'm just saying. Ritsu would be watching. So maybe it's a good idea that they're doing it here instead of at Yu's house. We agreed not to talk about that, or it'll cause problems.
ちょっとくらいイチャイチャしたくないですか？
I mean, I do.
現地を取りました。では、失礼します。
Hey.
ちょっと休憩です。
She slid her way onto my lap.
落ち着きます。
Yeesh. What will I do with you? I pulled Shiori into a gentle embrace and pat her head. And there's no CG? Missed opportunity.
気持ちいいです。
I've gotten really good at petting your head recently, huh?
認めます。ユウ先輩の撫でスキルはすごく私好みです。
I only do this for you, though.
私の甘えスキルも仕上がってきた気がします。
I can't deny that.
私もユウ先輩限定です。
For the first time in a while, we shared a sweet moment together. Shiori was in an unusually good mood. Hey, Shiori,
何ですか？
do you think it's about time you considered resuming your YouTuber activities? You don't want things to stay this way forever, right?
それは、
You're making solid progress. You can talk to strangers now, and you even made friends.
はい。
Friend. I don't think she's as much of a friend to Atsushi. Atsushi. As she is with Masa. Don't you think you could show a more mature Shioren to everyone? The way that you are now? Shiori thought about it briefly, then spoke.
まだ答えは出せていないんです。自分が何をやりたいのか、はっきりとした答えが見えていない状態で再会しても、きっと近いうちにまた迷ってしまうと思います。ですからもう少し探してみようと思ってます。
I see. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to rush you.
いえ、私の方こそご迷惑を。
You're no trouble at all, seriously. I want to see you succeed in whatever it is that you want to pour your heart and soul into. I mean, I already think you're cute and cool. Enough that I could fall for you all over again.
何ですかそれ。プレッシャーです。頑張ったら褒めてくれますか？
I'll give you as many head pats as you want. Never mind. I'll go even further than head pats.
じゃあ頑張ります。
Talk about calculating.
それ、ユウ先輩にだけは言われたくないんですが。でも、確かにそうなのかもしれません。ユウ先輩が褒めてくれるって考えると、もっと頑張ろうって思えるんですから。
Well then, I'd better mix it up with new ways to compliment you.
必要ありません。一つだけで十分です。
Huh?
言わなくてもわかるでしょ？
Yeah? She turned and met my gaze head on. There was something lingering behind those eyes. I lifted up Shiori's jaw and tenderly pressed my lips to hers. Okay. And there's still no CG. Go fuck yourself. Does this suffice?
満点です。
I see.
あと、優しく抱きしめてくれるのもいいですね。とても気持ちいいですから。撫でるのも忘れちゃダメです。
You're awfully demanding today, huh?
ですね。
If Shiori was happy, then it was a small price to pay. I'll be supporting you from the sidelines, so let's keep it up, okay?
はい。もう少し頑張って答えを見つけます。駆け抜け青春スパーキング。
遠野くん、7番テーブルのお客さんが呼んでるよ。
Okay, I'll be right there. It'd been quite a while since I had worked an afternoon shift, especially now most of my free time was dedicated to helping Shiori. Interesting.
ありがとう。急な連絡だったけど入ってくれて。
No, that's alright.
今日は彼女さんと会う予定だったけど、親が帰ってくるからって会えなくなったんですよね。
See, I mean, okay. Now I'm... Okay, you know what? I'm going to say the manager and Atsushi sound the same, so it's definitely the same voice actor. So that's where I'm getting the familiar voice from. And then Sakashita and Masa are also the same voice actress. So whether both of them are Ritsu or neither of them are, I don't know. But I'm probably wrong on Masa being Ritsu, but it does sound a lot closer than my first guess. Hey, shut up.
Hi! すみません。
Like, they could have done... I was gonna say that they could have done a similar thing to what they did with the manager, where the manager technically has a sprite, but only in the SDCG, right? But you could technically give Masa and Atsushi a sprite in a CG for the escape room. I don't know, man. The last I heard from Shiori, she'd mentioned she didn't get along very well with her parents. Would she be alright?
すみません。
Yes, I'll be right over. Lunchtime was over, but it was still incredibly busy. I had to give it my all today. That hit the spot. I finished dinner and had taken a bath. And I could spend the remainder of my evening studying until it was time for bed. Oh, that hit... Bro, that sounds depressing. That hit the spot. Finished dinner, took a relaxing bath. Alright, time for studying. I checked my phone. The usual wallpaper with no new messages. I wonder what Shiori's up to. Should I try contacting her? Calling her may not be the best idea, but a single text message should be fine, right? Alright, just a little... Whoa. My phone vibrated just as I was about to send a message. Hello?
You senpai desu ka?
You surprised me. I was just thinking about texting you.
そうなんですか。待っていればよかったです。
Huh? Why?
連絡もらった方が嬉しいじゃないですか。
Good point. I'll call you next time.
はい、待ってます。
I wasn't going to call though. I was going to send a message. I thought you might not be able to talk with your parents there.
今は自分の部屋ですよ。
Does that mean you can talk for a little bit?
大丈夫です。両親は入ってきませんから。
Really? Then... It was refreshing to talk to Shiori over the phone. We never had the chance to talk to her. We never had the chance to talk on the phone prior to dating, and it was rare now that we were together. Shiori told me what had happened to her today. Apparently, she had talked rather extensively with her parents. Shiori noted how often they smiled and how happy they looked. I told her about work too, and how similarly the manager and Sats. Hang on, I don't want to butcher the name, even though she is also a spriteless character. Yeah, how the manager and Sakashita sound very similarly to Atsushi and Masa, respectively. Nothing special happened, but she still listened to me intently. Shiori's familiar voice echoed in my ear, but she wasn't right there beside me, and that made me feel incredibly uneasy. I guess it's about time we called it a night.
もうですか？
I mean, we've been talking for almost 2 hours.
時間泥棒です。
You haven't, but it's almost midnight. We should probably call it good.
残念です。
I do miss you. For what it's worth, we'll see each other soon.
一つ発見したことがあるんです。 話越しのユウ先輩の声、ちょっとエッチです。
No. No. Huh?
普通に聞くより頭の芯に響くと言いますか、姿が見えない分ドキドキします。
Okay, you aren't talking through a headset, alright? Hearing her say that would even get me turned on. Shiori, you perv.
違うはなくはないですけど、こんな風になるのはユウ先輩だけです。ユウ先輩みたいに他の人にデレデレしません。
I don't get love struck.
どうでしょうか。
I couldn't quite tell how disgruntled she was over the phone. Man, I've told you repeatedly that I only act that way for you.
それを何回も聞きたいんです。
You have bullied me.
私もユウ先輩だけですよ。
My heart skipped a beat. Her words were gentle and sincere, and I could practically see the sort of expression she was making.
ですからおあいこです。
You're quite mischievous.
はい、女の子はずるいんです。
Now you're just being stubborn.
今夜はよく眠れそうです。
Think we can meet up tomorrow?
あ、すみません。明日の夜まで両親がいるので。
I see. No way around that.
それで、あさってですが。
I remember. We have the escape room, right? And maybe this time we'll be able to see it. It was a hangout Shiori had arranged with her friend. What was her name again? I forgot. You know, she doesn't have a sprite, so I don't remember her name. There was no way I could forget.
はい、マーさんに誘ってもらった脱出ゲームです。
Oh, that's the name of the character. I'm never gonna forget her name, am I? God fucking damn it. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to clear it this time for sure.
そうですね。2回続けての失敗は許されませんから。
I mean, like, is it a blessing or a curse if I don't forget Masa's name throughout Shiori's route? That is the dilemma. Alright, see you the day after tomorrow, because here's the thing, right? It doesn't matter if I remember her name or not after Shiori's route. But would it be better if I did remember her name or didn't?
はい、またあさって。
Night.
おやすみなさい。
Because, like, Masa isn't an important enough character to have a sprite. You know what I mean? So, is she important enough of a character to remember the name of? I guess. I ended the call and stretched out in bed. A part of me was hoping I'd get to see Shiori tomorrow, but that appeared to not be the case. There was no way around it, all things considered, and I may as well use that time studying. I only had to wait a couple more days to see Shiori's smile in person. This is brutal. He's so depressed that he can't see his girlfriend tomorrow that he's gone back to his catchphrase.
Kakenuke 青春スパーキング。あ、いましたよ。マーサです。
She's here already. We made sure to give ourselves plenty of time to arrive at least 15 minutes early.
ユウ先輩、行きましょう。
Yeah. Sherry was tugging me by the hand, walking a step ahead of me. She must have been looking forward to today.
マーサ、お待たせしま。
おーっせ。あんたが今日一緒に遊ぶか？よろしくね。
ごめんね、びっくりさせちゃった。いえ、この子ね、私と同じクラスの子なの。
そうそう、マーサのクラスメイト。
She had bright hair and an airy, energetic vibe to her. Is she meant to be Gyaru? She certainly seemed like the trendy type. Oh, so she's Gyaru.
私、 一ノ瀬カレン。よろしく。
She let go of my hand. Shiori was acting strangely all of a sudden.
カレンちゃんとはさっき
Shut up,
駅で
Siri.
偶然会ったの。
I wasn't talking to you.
今日の脱出ゲーム、5人組で参加するゲームだって聞いてね。
5人。
カレンちゃんも脱出ゲームやってみたいって言ってたし、ちょうどいいかなって思って。
ねえマーサ、私にもその子紹介してくんない？
柊しおりちゃんだよ。
はじめまして。
ほー。お、柊？あ？あんたもしかしてあのし
あれ？二人とも知り合いだったの？
おり？幼稚園と小学校で一緒だったっしょ。
そうですね。
Well, that explains the reaction. I mean, I didn't think it was because Karen was a Gyaru, but you know, you never know. Maybe she is. Never mind.
懐かしい。久しぶりじゃん。
はい。
何？あんた緊張してんの？ウケる。
I was gonna say maybe Shiori is secretly racist, but you know that might come across the wrong way because, well, there are some people who wouldn't take that as a joke. Shiori was clearly timid compared to the energetic girl that was talking to her. In fact, she seemed almost a bit afraid. I suddenly recalled something I had heard from Shiori. She had been subjected to some sort of trauma when she was younger, and that led to her fear of communicating with others. Was this the person she was talking about?
あんた昔っからあんま変わってないね。っていうかほとんどそのまんまじゃん。
そんなことは。
もしかしてさ、中身もそのまま変わってない？あ、まだアイドル目指してたりすんの？
アイドル？しおりちゃんが？
幼稚園の頃にさ、一人で歌とか踊りの練習してて必死にやってたよね。
そうだったの。すごいね。
私たちも友達とたまに踊ったりはしてたけどね。あ、ほら、あの頃ってポリキュアとか真似したくなるっしょ。
Polycure. Not Precure, Polycure. Unless they're referencing a different show.
でもしおりは人前だと恥ずかしがって全然やってくんなくてさ、私らがやってって言っても隠すの。ほら、幼稚園ってみんなでお遊戯とかやるじゃん。ああいう時も全然踊んなかったんだよね。でも毎日一人でずっと何回も何回も繰り返し練習だけはしてたっけ。
本気でアイドルに。
そんなに小さな頃から真剣に練習してたってことは、よっぽど好きだったんですね。
私、ちょっとわかるな。今も練習してるの？
今はもうやっていません。
あれ、そうなんだ。あんなにマジになってたのに。
Yeah, she stopped wanting to sing and dance and went into the fortune-telling business.
ほら、今アイドルってめっちゃいっぱいいるじゃん。ワンチャンどっかで歌ったり踊ったりしてんのかなって。知り合いがアイドルになってたら上がるっしょ。あ、思い出した。あの頃しおりがあんまり隠すものだからさ、人前で歌えないアイドルなんておかしいって言ったらさ、歌うのも踊るのもやめちゃったよね。なんか悪いことしたかなって思ったりしてたんだよね。
No doubt about it, she was the cause of Shiori's trauma. I took a step forward to defend Shiori, but she tugged me back firmly by my arm. I don't know what... listen, nothing Karen has said has been a red flag. Karen is an extrovert, and she didn't realize that Shiori was an introvert, and you know, she was just trying to help. I haven't seen anything wrong here. She hasn't even made fun of Shiori's dancing and singing. What do you... like, her eyes told me that it was alright.
でも最近はさ、ネットでもアイドルみたいなことできるし、あとなんだっけ、バーチャル YouTuber だっけ？
はい。
ああいうのならさ、 しおりにもできるんじゃん。人前に出なくていいし、あんま緊張しないっしょ。簡単じゃん。
そんなに簡単にできるものではないです。
そうなの？しおりってそういうの詳しい人なんだ。
どんなことでも簡単にできることなんてありません。
Also, no, it is that simple. It it's not as easy as you make it sound. No, it is. No, not everyone had to spend thousands of dollars to become a VTuber, alright? I mean, you didn't, but, you know, that's because you had all the equipment already.
簡単に楽しくやっているように見えても、みんなその裏で一生懸命頑張っているんじゃないですか。
ああ、わかる。私もそう思う。
でもさ、わざわざしんどいことしなくてもいいんじゃない？
バーチャル YouTuber の人たちは、きっとそれが大好きだから頑張るんだと思います。一ノ瀬さんも好きなことあるでしょ？好きなことに一生懸命になりませんか？
私も好きなことには一生懸命だわ。
それならなおさら、柊さん真剣に練習してたのに、踊るのやめちゃったのってもったいないね。
そのことはもういいんです。だって、私は別に新しく目標ができましたから、アイドルではないですけど、今は毎日が楽しいです。
Shiori.
そっか。卒業してから会ってなかったし、何してんのかなって気になってたけど、しおりはしおりでちゃんとやってたんね。
はい。
よし、それじゃあしおり、一緒に行こっか。
はい、行きましょう。
私、前から脱出ゲームって興味はあったんだけどさ、なかなか参加できなくって、しおりが一緒だと助かるわ。
ちょっとカーレンちゃん、私は？
まあさ、もう一緒に決まってるじゃん。二人の頭脳があれば、私みたいなんでもクリアできるかもだし。
カーレンちゃんも考えるんだよ。
もち、わかってるって。楽しかった。やっべ、私ハマるわ、これ。
Okay. This is all I'm gonna say, right? Look, I understand not all traumas are the same, right? We are still talking about fictional characters here, right? But regardless, here's all I'm gonna say. Shiori's trauma is nowhere near as bad as... Why am I blanking on her name? God damn it. Haruka's trauma from 9-9. And I'm referencing 9-9 because I'm literally playing both games back to back. Right? I've been playing both games. And both traumas stem from a person, stems from another student from a different school, right? When they were in their younger years. Right, with Shiori, it's Karen in between kindergarten and elementary, and for Haruka, it was a guy and his group of friends during middle school. Right? In that instance, with Haruka, you actively saw how much of an asshole the guy who bullied her was when he still did bully her. In episode 3. When they finally met again when they were older, right? You could see that, yeah, that's the kind of person you would be bullied by, right? And then blah blah blah, he only did it because he liked her or whatever, but that's beside the point. In this instance, Karen, there's nothing about Karen that screams bully, right? She's a bit eccentric, right? She's a bit extroverted. That doesn't change but that doesn't mean she was mean to Shiori, right? She was more encouraging, and Shiori, being the introvert and not wanting to stand out any more than she has already, right? Kind of just, I'm not going to say took it the wrong way, but to be fair, Shiori didn't do anything wrong in that scene prior, was more you, for some reason, stepping in to defend her. Like, what? It was a bit of an overreaction on Yu's behalf, right? So, yeah.
でしょでしょ。カレンちゃん、ミステリードラマとか大好きだもんね。
それな、ミステリーマジ面白いから。
今回はクリアもできましたし、いい感じでしたね。
みんなで知恵を合わせて協力プレイってやつ？結構得意なんだよね、私。
始まる前に人任せにしていた人の発言とは思えませんが。
しおり、あんたなかなか痛いこと言うようになったね。でも、久しぶりにしおりと一緒に遊べて、めっちゃ楽しかったわ。マーサも誘ってくれてあんがとね。
いえいえ。みんな楽しめたなら、それが一番だよ。
謎が解けるとさ、めっちゃ気持ちいいってなるし、今度ミーコたちも誘ってみよう。もち、しおりとマーサも一緒ね。
わかりました。でも、あまり騒がしすぎるのは苦手なので。
了解。4、5人くらいなら大丈夫っしょ？
それくらいでしたらなんとか。
I mean, she says she's not a fan of big groups, but realistically, there was only 2 other people, right? Well, there were 2 other people last time, and then there's a third, and now there's 3 people. There's another. I wouldn't call that a large group, right? You know, I doubt Shiori considers you part of the group and herself, right? So it'd only be 3 extra people out of the 5. So, you know, 3 isn't that big of a number. That's all I'm going to say.
オッケー。
4、5人ってことは僕たちは。
何？女の子の集まりに混ざりたいん？
いえ、そういうことは。
大丈夫。別に取って食ったりしないって。ってやっべ。もうこんな時間じゃん。私次の約束あるからそろそろ行くわ。
今日はありがとう。
あ、しおり。一応アド交換しとこっか。はい。これ私の。
はい。ありがとうございます。
いいっていいって。いつでも連絡ちょうだい。
わかりました。
そんじゃまたね。お疲れー。
She smiled and gave us an enthusiastic wave upon her departure.
今日は私たちも解散にしよっか。
Yeah. Thanks for inviting us, Shiori. Thanks for inviting us. Shiori was super excited about today.
そんな喜んでなんて。そりゃ誘ってくれたのは嬉しかったですけど。
そう言ってもらえると嬉しいな。それじゃあまたね。
はい、また。
We watched the 2 of them head off.
先輩。
What's up?
少しお話ししたいことがあるんです。聞いてもらえますか
I see. She was your classmate? We were on our way to Shiori's house. We had a good long talk about Ichinose.
さっき、一ノ瀬さんが話してましたよね。私がアイドルを目指してたって。
Yeah, she sure did. Ichinose seemed to be under the impression Shiori was still gunning to be an idol.
私がアイドルを目指すのをやめた理由に、彼女のことがあるんです。
Okay. I had figured that was the case from a conversation with Ichinose. You know, maybe if you want me to care so much about your trauma of you know when you gave up on being an idol, I would like to hear more context. You know, maybe something that Karen didn't mention in front of Masa and Atsushi, right?
と言っても、彼女は何も悪くありません。悪いのは、私が弱かったからですから。
What do you mean? Well, it was obvious that it wasn't her fault.
幼い頃、私はアイドルになるのが夢でした。ステージの上で歌って、踊って、キラキラしていて、私もあんな風になりたいって憧れてました。それから一人でずっと練習を続けました。いくら練習しても私は全然うまくできなくて。でも彼女は違ったんです。たまたま一ノ瀬さんが歌ったり踊ったりしているところを見つけました。その姿はとっても綺麗で、思わず見とれるほどでした。そんな一ノ瀬さんを見て、彼女と一緒に踊りたい、彼女と一緒にアイドルになりたいって、そう思ったんです。でも、私はうまく踊れなくて、それが恥ずかしくて、みんなから隠れて練習していました。そんな時、彼女に練習している姿を見られて、全然できてないって言われました。私は思い切って彼女にアイドルになりたいって相談しました。彼女は笑って言いました。そんなんじゃアイドルになんてなれっこないよって。私は何も言えませんでした。私よりはるかに上手い彼女がそう言うんですから、きっとそうなんだろうって。
Like I said, Shiori, being an introvert, took it the wrong way.
恥ずかしくって悲しくって、それから彼女を見ることもできなくなりました。
She was that harsh on you, huh? Okay, I wouldn't say it's harsh. Shiori was traumatized by the conversation she had with Ichinose, which impacted her ability to make friends as she got older.
今ならわかります。彼女の指摘は間違ってはなかったと。やめたのは私の心が弱かったからです。周りに何を言われても諦めない気持ちと努力をする心が私には足りていませんでした。慣れっこないという彼女の言葉が突き刺さり、私は少しずつ練習をしないようになりました。でも、心のどこかでは諦めきれなかったんです。バーチャル YouTuber を知った時、初めは興味本位で触ってみました。でも、すぐにその魅力の虜になりました。私としてじゃなく、しおりんとしてなら、キラキラした舞台に上がれるんじゃないかって、私は輝いていたかった。アイドルのように、みんなに笑顔を届けたかった。そう思って、バーチャル YouTuber を始めたはずなのに、あれから何年も経った今、私はそのことを忘れていました。ゆう先輩が設定してくれた目標を達成して、私は目的を見失っていました。
I see. So that's what happened. That's what happened. While she was worrying about content ideas, we had set a lofty goal in raising her subscriber count. Everything else became hazy once she had that singular goal in mind, including her whole reason for becoming a VTuber in the first place.
今日、彼女に会って、そのことを思い出しました。アイドルになりたかったこと、そしてその夢をバーチャルの世界で追い求めようとしたこと。私にできることで、みんなに笑顔を届けたいんです。それを思い出させてくれたんですから、一ノ瀬さんには感謝しています。
Does that mean you're over what happened in your past? Does that mean you're over what happened in your past? It wasn't that Ichinose was at fault, but she had made Shiori feel like she needed to lock those dreams up and throw away the key, even though Karen was just trying to be encouraging. Oh, sure, she had been afraid because Ichinose had acted as a symbol of her own failure.
昔は昔ですから、そこで失敗したとしても、次頑張ればいいんです。ですよね、ゆう先輩。
Definitely. It was something I'd once said to Shiori. It looked like I really was successful in helping her.
そして次は、きっと今だと思います。今の私は昔の私とは違う。きっともっと頑張れるはずです。先輩、私、バーチャル YouTuber の活動を再開しようと思います。みんなに笑顔を届けられる、そんな私でいたいですから。
Yeah, I think that's how it should be. That's your dream, right?
はい。それが私の夢で、しおりんの夢です。
I understand. Let's make that dream come true together then.
ゆう先輩は、私にできると思いますか？
Of course you can. You're incredibly talented, Shiori. I guarantee you can do it. And besides, even if you fail, you can just try again, as many times as it takes. As long as you never give up, I know what'll happen.
ですね。
I wanted to witness this moment for myself. The birth of a brand new Shiorian. Where'd she go? She's gone.
おはようございます。
Yeah, morning. The long holidays were over for the youth collective, and we were back to our regular meetings as of today.
昨日はいろいろとありがとうございました。
All I did was listen to you.
でも、それが嬉しかったんです。自分の考えを聞いて受け止めてくれる。ゆう先輩と会うまでの私にはなかったことですから。
Really? Oh, well, why don't we get going? This isn't a great place to stand and chat.
そうですね。水分も取りながら行きましょう。昨日、帰ってから企画を練っていました。
A plan? For Shiorian? I asked during our walk.
はい、そうです。今月中には復帰したいなと考えているんです。
Oh, the end of the month. That's pretty soon.
はい、なるべく早めにした方がいいと思いまして。
For sure. They do say strike while the iron is hot.
でも、一つ大きな問題が。せっかくなので、何か特別な企画を絡めたいんです。
To go along with the update then.
ですね。昨日一晩考えてはみたんですが。
Yeah, I get what you mean. A special plan. I certainly agreed that going into it with a plan would get people pumped up for what was to come. What would best work for her and her channel? Got it. Let's brainstorm some ideas.
はい、よろしくお願いします。
It had been roughly a week since we had all gathered in the club room. Everyone was excited to talk about what they had done over the holidays.
リアル脱出ゲームですか？
Yeah, they did 2 escape rooms, and we didn't get to see either of them.
何よ、あんたたち休みの間にそんな楽しそうなことしてたの？あれ、ずっと前から私も興味あったのよね。どうだった？面白かった？
そうですね。私、ハマってしまいました。
そんなに面白いんだ。私も詳しく聞きたいわね。
ゆう先輩と2人で参加しまして。
なるほど。デートで遊びに行ったわけですね。
4人で挑戦するイベントでしたので、現地で一緒になったカップルの方とチャレンジしました。
へえ、そうなの。知らない人との交流も外で遊ぶ醍醐味の一つよね。柊が知らない人と一緒に大丈夫だったの？
She did great. She had great. Nothing to worry about. If only we got to see that.
はい、そのことは今はお友達です。
Can you tell I'm still hung up on that? Can you tell I'm still hung up on missing out on her character development?
へえ、そうなんですね。よかっ かったね、しおりちゃん。
はい。
Ritsu had expressed concern for Shiori, while always being alone. She was as happy about Shiori making a new friend as she would have been if it had happened to herself.
それでリアル脱出ゲームって面白い？
はい。謎はそう簡単に解けないように考えられてますし、全員でしっかり協力することが前提になっています。頭の柔らかさとひらめき、それからチームワークが攻略の鍵という感じのイベントでした。
へえ、なかなか面白そうね。今度部のみんなで行きましょう。4人で挑戦なら2組に分かれて対抗戦なんてどう？いいですね。とても楽しそうです。8人で挑戦できるイベントとかもあるのかな？
探せばあるんじゃないでしょうか。8人でできる面白そうなものがあるか、マーサに聞いてみましょうか。
お願いするわ。楽しみになってきたわね。
わかりました。聞いておきます。
しおりちゃんの友達か。どんな子なんだろう。
すごく優しくて話しやすい子ですよ。
でしょうね。
Yeah, the only problem is that she doesn't have a sprite, you know.
だろうな。納得っす。
そのようにすんなり納得されるのは心外なのですが。
だって、ねえ。
Even Kashima was laughing dryly, unable to back her up. She had grown up a lot lately, but she still had a ways to go.
すみません。少し失礼します。
That was a long pause. Kashima left the club room. The timing worked out, and we may as well bring this topic to a close. That's basically how we spent our vacation.
ゆうとしおりも充実してたみたいじゃない。
そうですね。おおむね充実していたかと思います。
何か不満でもあったの？
いえ、不満というわけではないのですが、今、少し気になっていることがありまして。
しおりんのことっすか？
そうです。
自分、力になるっす。しおりんのためなら何でもするっす。
Calm down. We get how you feel, so take it down a notch.
近いうちに活動を再開しようと思っていまして。でも、せっかくの復帰なので、何か企画をと考えていたのですが。
思いつかないってことっすか？
Basically, yeah.
だったら、自分も何か企画考えるっす。私もやりたいな。企画会議ってやつだよね。いいわね。青春部プロデュース。
手伝ってもらえるんですか？
もちろんっす。むしろ協力させてほしいっす。バーチャルならではのネタとか面白そうだし。そんなに驚くことじゃないでしょ？
私の個人的なことなのに。
柊のしてることって自分じゃできないことだからね。なんていうか、力になってあげたいなって思うのよ。そうそう。意見出して形になったら楽しいじゃない？
Okay, let's get the show on the road.
すみません。ちょっと皆さんに報告があるんですけど、いいでしょうか？青春部の活動としてボランティア活動もしたいと風見保育園に連絡を取っていたのですが、今担当の方から返事をもらいまして、明日だったら大丈夫なんだそうです。
お、そうなのか。
皆さんの都合が良ければ OK しようかと。いかがでしょう？ちょっと待ってね。先に聞いておきたいんだけど、しおりんの企画で今いい案がある人いる？私は何も思い浮かばないかな。ひじりさんは？威勢よく言ったはいいものの、自分もまだ何もアイデア浮かんでないっす。そう。それじゃあ、とりあえず明日は鹿島さんの提案に乗ろうかしら。もしかしたら子供と遊ぶことで何か面白い発見があるかもしれないわ。って思ったんだけど、しおりどう？
いいと思います。私も何か別の切り口が必要かと思っていましたので。
そう、ならよかったわ。 他のみんなはどう？
私はオッケー。異議なし。
私もいいよ。子供の相手するの好きだし。
久しぶりだな、保育園。もちろん俺も OK だぞ。
自分も異議なしっす。
I'm all for it as well.
決まりね。
では、先方には明日伺いますとお返事しておきますね。
The nursery school, huh? Those children were awfully energetic, so it was shaping up to be a hectic day. Oh, that reminded me. Are you okay dealing with kids, Shiori? I mean, you weren't able to talk to them at all the last time we practiced in the park.
大丈夫です。確かにあの時は全然でしたが、今度こそうまくやってみせます。
Yeah, that was the spirit. Isn't it great that we're all working together?
皆さん、自分が楽しんでいるだけのような気もしますが。
Maybe. That doesn't bother you, right? Everyone's worried about you, Shiori.
心配。
What is it?
私の知っている心配とは随分違いますけど。
Everyone worries about others in their own way.
ものは言いようですね。
Even as she says that, she didn't look especially displeased either. Why not show them how much you appreciate their help?
感謝は当然していますが、改めて気持ちを伝えるの、照れくさいじゃないですか。
You sure do make things difficult for yourself.
そのめんどくさい女を好きになったのは誰ですか？
Me, actually.
ありがとうございます。
She was cute when she blushed too.
めんどくさいのは自覚していますので、ユウ先輩にもご迷惑をおかけすると思いますが。
You don't have to worry. Everything will be alright.
え？
I'm not going anywhere. What? Is that really so surprising?
だって離れるつもりがないって、つまりこれからもずっと一緒にいてくれるということでしょうか。
She was treating this like a proposal. I mean, I was planning on that, yeah. What the heck? This was so embarrassing. My feelings were genuine, and I hoped she realized that. What is it?
ユウ先輩の顔、真っ赤です。
That's because it's sundown.
ごまかしても無駄ですよ。
The sunset's gorgeous.
可愛いです。
Talk about a role reversal. I didn't say I minded though.
ありがとうございます。
You can't say you minded though.
嬉しいです。一緒にいてくれるの。
Shiori, your face is bright red too, you know.
夕日が眩しいですね。
Like two peas in a pod. Sure is. Haha. There may not have been any need to play it off considering we were both blushing like crazy. But Shiori smiled in response to my laughter. Anyway, I'm not going anywhere, and the others want to help you as best as they can.
はい。皆さんの力を借りようと思います。
Shiori sure has changed a lot. She wasn't the same quiet girl who distanced herself from others, and needed to work hard to support her as well. This is the second time you've done this. It hasn't even been 10 minutes since the last time you did this.
さあみんな、今日はお兄さんとお姉さんたちにいっぱい遊んでもらいましょうね。
And what do I mean by this, you may say? I mean, walking on the boardwalk, fucking at sunset, with the same scene, talking about stuff that makes it sound like you're transitioning into an epilogue, right? And then you transition without, you use a transition that doesn't have Shiori in it. into the next day. That's not what I meant to press. It was volunteer day at the nursery school. After some quick introductions, we were immediately out in front of the children.
レストランのお兄ちゃん久し
You know, have you been doing well?
ぶりお兄ちゃん今日はひなちゃんと遊んで
The most important thing is that you're doing great. But I came here to play with everyone today. You can't have me all to yourself.
何知り合いなの
She comes to the restaurant all the time.
面白いお姉ちゃんもいる久しぶりっすねまた一緒に遊ぶっす前にネガティブで来たことあるんだっけ
Yeah, Kashima and Shinji are really popular.
神楽坂が
Unfortunately. Yeah, look over there.
お兄ちゃん抱っこして私も
はあ、順番だぞ。
あの神楽坂が女の子と積極的にスキンシップを
He likes them young. Never mind. He apparently wants to be a child care worker in the future.
確かに神楽坂にとって天職かもしれないわね私も行かなきゃ子供たちのヒーローになるのは私よちょっと響無茶しないでって言ってるでしょ
What in the world was she planning to do?
ねえねえお姉ちゃん。
私ですか？
Oh, a boy was talking to Shiori. I wondered how she was going to handle the situation with how overwhelmed she was the last time we were at the park. Is the boy going to talk about the cat ears?
なんで頭に耳ついてるの
I fucking knew it.
個性です。
No, don't break the fourth wall. That's not allowed.
個性って何？知らない。でも可愛い。
It was a My Hero Academia reference. You wouldn't get it.
そうですか？
私もやってみたい。
ねえどうしたらお姉ちゃんみたいに可愛くなれるのか教えて
最近の子供はよくわかっていますね。
I could practically see her ego inflating in real time. Hey, Shiori, try not to...
いいでしょう。可愛いとは何かをあなたたちに教えてあげます。
やったー。行こうお姉ちゃん。
Well, they led her away. Would she be okay?
大丈夫だよ相手は子供なんだし
Yeah, but kids can be brutally honest. You think so? They will latch on to any sign of weakness.
兄は心配しすぎだよ
The slightest hint of weakness. I am worried, actually.
お兄ちゃん遊ぼうほら呼んでるよ
Right.
しおりちゃんのこと私が見てくるよお兄ちゃんはひなちゃんのとこ行ってあげて何かあったらすぐ呼ぶから
Got it. I imagined everything would be fine if Ritsu was with her. Alright, what would you like to play today?
お兄ちゃんの得意なのでいいよ
Let me see then. How about I show everyone some of my special magic? I took a coin and paper cup out of my bag and set them in front of the children. I'm going to make this coin disappear. Watch very closely.
本当にそんなことできる
I was surrounded by their deeply inquisitive eyes. Alright, I better put some oomph into this and give them a good show. Everyone was singing, dancing, and otherwise together. The excitement among the nursery school kids was palpable for quite some time. This is more exhausting than I thought.
子供の体力はバカにできないっすからね
No matter what they did, they really did everything at full tilt. And they kept talking about how much... They kept talking about Mr. Beast did this shit. I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? We had to psych ourselves up relatively well otherwise, relatively well ourselves to face them, or they would steamroll all over us. Yeah, they would keep talking about Fortnite and Ninja and Mr. Beast and Kai Cenat. Who are these people? I only know Shioran, the best VTuber. Sorry, I'm going to take a quick break.
いってらっしゃいっす。柊さんと一緒に休んでくるといいっす。
Yeah, I'll do that. Shiori was... Oh, over there. Hey, Shiori. I'm about to go take a break.
はい、そうしましょう。
お姉ちゃん行っちゃうの？
すぐ戻ってきますよ。
しょうがないよ。彼氏が呼んでるんだもん。
続きはまた後で見せてあげますね。
You look like you've really gotten the hang of this.
はい、かなり疲れますが。
Yeah, she didn't even get embarrassed when the kid called you her boyfriend. I'm pretty wiped out myself. You really couldn't make light of children's energy levels. We withdrew into a room set aside as a waiting room.
本当だよ。私。
なんかにできるわけないじゃない。嘘つきは怒られちゃうんだから。ね
できるもん。
Oh, okay. See, I was wondering how the idol stuff would link back into the to the nursery school stuff. You know, I initially thought that they were gonna do a performative kind of thing, but that idea was shot down pretty quickly when, you know, they were going to the nursery school the next day, right? So there was no reason that there was no way they would be able to set up for that. So I was, you know, I couldn't think of anything else. The three girls were crowded together in the corner.
だいたいできたところでどうなるのよ。プロのマジシャンにでもなるの？マジックなんてやってもなんにもならないでしょ。
Ah, it's not. She doesn't want to become an idol. She wants to become a magician.
ねえ。
So it also links to you. Shiori. She was trembling.
やめさせないとダメです。
Yeah, let's go. I headed over to where the girls were with Shiori. Hi there. What's going on?
この子がね、マジックできるって嘘つくの。
Lied?
できるもん。
Wow, that's awesome. Alright then. Why don't we have you show everyone?
私たちも？
Of course.
まあ、いいけど。なんでマジックなんて見ないといけないのよ。
You're talking to the magician like that? How dare you? Alright. First, could you tell us your name?
マミ。
Oh, I thought your name was Little Girl C. Mommy, huh? Like from... Well, there's a few characters named Mommy that I could reference, but you know what, never mind. Mommy, huh? Oh, what kinds of magic can you do?
お兄ちゃんがコインを消すマジックをやってたでしょ？あれと同じやつ。できるよって。
Wow, really? You can do it all on your own?
うん。
Shiori, would you grab that paper cup over there?
はい。
Thank you. Then I got a coin ready. There. Mummy, will these two work?
では、この1円玉が、マミの手をすり抜けちゃいます。
嘘だ
Shh. Shh. Let's be quiet and watch. She certainly was nervous. On cue, she would have both hands up and down. She would wave both hands up and down. Then she would slip the coin in her grasp together. Yeah, the coin in her grasp through the gaps in her fingers. It's a simple magic trick. It wasn't uncommon for people to mess up. If you were nervous, though.
1、2、3。
Why are you surprised? She botched it, huh?
ほら、やっぱりできないじゃん。嘘つき。違うもん。本当にできたもん。
Settle down. Mommy, come here a second.
何？
Would you give it one more try?
何回やってもできっこないわよ。
That's not true. I'm sure she'll do it I'm sure she'll do it this next time. Well, just watch.
わかったわよ。
Mommy,
私、
it's okay. Even if you mess it up once, you just have to keep trying. I've messed up in front of lots of people. In front of a lot of people.
そうなの？
Mm-hmm. But I'm just lying though. I'm actually perfect. And don't be afraid of making mistakes. Besides, I know you'll pull it off. And next time I'm sure you'll pull it off next time if you're still worried. Your Oni-chan will cast some magic he has on what? Your Oni-chan will cast some magic he has on reserve on you. Okay. Use this. I said this, then handed Mommy a coin.
これって。
Now, would you show me your magic? Mommy stood in front of us, like she had earlier.
では、この1円玉が、マミの手をすり抜けちゃいます。本当にできるの？
It's alright. Mommy has magic on her. Mommy has magic in her. Isn't that right, Mommy?
こっちの手にお金を移して。
With her hand open, she pulled back her left wrist, and put it over her right palm, transferring the coin. She gripped it firmly with her left hand and grabbed the paper cup with her right.
3つ数えたら、あら不思議。せーの。1、2、3。あ、嘘。できた。
Mommy opened her hand. The coin was nowhere to be found.
すごい、マミー。そんな、どうやって？
That's a great face you're making. When she noticed Mommy's trick had captivated her, the girl shyly hid her face. It's true. It's difficult to make magic into a job. But that doesn't mean there's no point in it. After all, magic can make people happy. Just when you grow up, Mommy, if you ever see a stuffed plushie ask if you want to become a magical girl, it's not literal. You will die if you accept. Is that Madoka Magica spoilers? Whatever. That just goes to show how amazing you are, Mommy. Mommy, keep working hard at it. Would you show me again next time I visit?
私、頑張る。
I mean, to be fair, it does feel a bit on the nose that a girl that you named a girl Mommy who wants to become a magician, but at the same time, it would be even more on the nose if you named her like Madoka or like why am I blanking on the name? Usagi, right, from Sailor Moon.
マミ、変なこと言って、ごめんなさい。その、本当の魔法みたいですごかった。
And I would also doubt that they would reference the character that dies. Well, never mind. Never mind.
さっきのどうやったのか、教えてくれない？いいよ。
Mommy's death was kind of what shifted the tone of the show. So yeah.
本当？
The girls were all smiles, and their earlier uneasiness was nowhere to be found. See? It worked out fine, didn't it?
はい。
Shiori?
ユウ先輩、本当に魔法使いみたいでした。
Yeah, that was a simple magic trick.
そっちではないです。
Huh?
あの子たちをあんなにも簡単に仲直りさせてしまうなんて。
Maybe I'm more cut out to be a childcare worker than you'd think.
見つけた気がします。
ん？
私がなりたい私。理想の私です。